condition number 3 is that what you sell and buy has to be permissible to sell. So you are not allowed to sell and buy what has no benefit in it, such as insects, for example. Someone who collects insects, roaches and the likes, and puts them in a bottle and then he sells them at the end of the day. This transaction is not permissible because there is no benefit of it, none whatsoever. So you're selling something that has no benefit. Likewise, it has to have a benefit that is halal. So if it's beneficial, but it's not halal. Example, someone selling musical instruments. Music, people play on pianos or guitars, so it has benefits, but such a benefit is haram. Likewise, selling intoxicants, selling idols or statues. People benefit of them for the purpose of decoration. Selling DVDs of music concerts, or selling tobacco, people smoke and enjoy smoking, or selling crosses or symbols of worship in other religions. All of these may have benefit, but the benefit itself is haram, and hence this is not permissible. Now, there can be benefit, and also it can be used and it can be halal, but it is restricted to when it is a necessity. Again, this condition is not fulfilled. It has to be halal, it has to be beneficial, and it has to be halal all the time, not for a limited purpose or time. For example, dead meat. And what do we mean by dead meat? The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, in an authentic hadith, Allah and His Messenger have forbidden the sale of alcohol, that is intoxicants, dead meat, that is an animal that was not properly slaughtered. Let's assume a sheep that fell from a mountain and died. I can't sell this. This is dead meat. I can't eat it. I cannot utilize it. The Prophet says pork and idols. So he mentioned 4 things. So the companions, may Allah be pleased with them, said to him, what do you think about the fat of dead meat? For it is used for on ships to be put between the gaps of the wood so that water would not come in. And we use it to light our lamps with. So this fat from dead meat we can utilize. So the Prophet said, alayhi salam, no, it is haram. Then the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, explained. He said, may Allah curse the Jews. When Allah forbade animal fat to them, they collected it and then they sold it and consumed its price. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam here told us that Allah Azza wa Jal, when He forbids something for us to eat and consume, then selling and buying it is haram. Which brings us to another understanding of the hadith. When the Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam, said in the beginning, Allah and His Messenger have forbidden the sale of alcohol, dead meat, pork and idols. Forbidden the sale, not the use. So this is where scholars differed in understanding the hadith. Some said selling and using is haram. That is referring to the fat of dead animals. Others said no, selling is haram, no doubt in that. Using it without selling, so if I collect the fat and use it, using it is permissible because it has benefits, and this is the most authentic opinion among scholars. And finally, What is the ruling on selling revealing clothes, underwear, perfumes, makeup for women? Because so many times we're asked this question and they say, oh Sheikh, most likely they're going to use it in haram. Well, this is an issue of dispute. Some scholars prefer to stay on the safe side and say, no, it's haram, as long as there is a possibility. But this introduces a lot of hardship. I'm not their mother. I'm not supposed to inquire, excuse me, what are you going to use this bikini for? Or what are you going to use this lingerie for? Or where are you going to wear this makeup and perfume? This is not my business. The default is it's halal to use. She could use it for her husband. She could use it for her own self in her own home, which is halal. So as long as the property that is being sold is halal and it is being used for a halal purpose and can be used for haram, this is up to them. I don't know what they're going to use it for. But if I know for certain, without any doubt, then it becomes haram for me to sell. Generally speaking, I don't. When people buy a bottle of water from me, they may use it to make ice cubes for their scotch and their intoxicants. So should I say that I'm not going to sell any bottles of water? This doesn't make any sense. And Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد.